Well, tonight NASA was supposed to be heading back to the moon. The first Artemis mission was supposed to launch this morning, but NASA scrubbed it because of a technical glitch.
The Artemis program, named for the sister of Apollo, is supposed to be the U.S.'s first trip back to the moon since the Apollo era in the 60s and 70s. The program promises to put the first woman and first person of color back on the moon.
Reporter Vinay Simla joins us now from the Muse in Knoxville. Launch didn't happen, but you're hoping to do it for NASA, right? You're improvising.
Oh yeah, we got this covered for them, Beth. We are traveling through the cosmos. Can you tell? Let me start flying this thing. You think I'm doing a good job? They have a space exhibit here at the Muse year-round. We're excited that they can do this here because in Florida, they didn't get to launch today. It was supposed to be the first launch of this new Space Launch System rocket. Nobody on board, but that rocket is supposed to take astronauts to the moon and beyond. But a problem with one of the engines in the rocket stopped the launch. They couldn't get it cool enough to send it into space, so NASA says they're going to try to fix it. In the meantime, UT English professor Margaret Dean is in Cape Canaveral for the launch. She's written a couple of books about NASA and the space program. She's excited for the launch whenever it happens.
It is an exciting moment for people who kind of believe in the idea of spaceflight as something that we do together as Americans, and not necessarily something that like little companies do whatever they want.
So NASA leaders had a press conference today about scrubbing the launch. They say the earliest they'll be able to launch again is Friday. But back out here live, this is a big deal. It's the first step they're taking to getting people back to the moon, these Artemis missions. But until then, if you want to practice flying through the galaxy, I can tell you that's what we'll be doing here. And kids can come here from Tuesdays to Sundays. They're open every single day. Maybe by the time they're ready to launch this space launch system at Artemis, one of the kids that's at this museum will be able to do it. Beth, Leslie, coming up at 4:30, I will teach you guys how to derive the ideal rocket equation. We'll have the math behind the mission. No, I'm just kidding. We'll tell you more about the mission.
But actually, you really could. For our viewers at home, he is our resident rocket scientist. He also has a degree in aerospace engineer. Is that correct? I believe so.
That is correct. And
yes.
You know what? It still doesn't help me fly this thing because I've crashed it a couple times.
Crash and burn. All right, Vinay, we'll see you coming up later here on the
A few
floor.
test drives there,
Yep.
right? All right, we'll head